Won't you take me to call on Toad? Said Mole to his friend Rat. I've heard so much about him. Why, of course, said Rat. Get the boat out and we'll paddle up there at once. It's never the wrong time to call on Toad. Early or late, he's always the same fellow. Always good-tempered and always glad to see you and always sorry when you go. He must be a very nice animal, said Mole, as he got into the boat. He is indeed the best of animals, replied Rat. So simple and so friendly. Perhaps he's not very clever. We can't all be smart. It may be that he is both boastful and conceited, but Toady is a great friend.
Rounding a bend in the river, they came in sight of a handsome, dignified old house. It was faded red bricked with well-kept lawns reaching down the water's edge. There's Toad Hall, Rat said. See that creek on the left? That leads to Toad's boathouse. That's where we'll leave the boat. The stables are over there. That's where the banquet hall you're looking at now. Very old. That is Toad is rather rich. You know, this is really one of the nicest houses around, though we never admit as much to Toad. They glided up the creek and passed into the shadow of a large boathouse. There they saw many large boats. Some were slung from the cross beams. Some were holded up on a slip, but none of them were in the water. The place seemed deserted. Rat looked around him. I see how it is, he said. Boating is old news for Toad. Boating is old news. Toad is tired of it and done with it. I wonder what new fad he has taken up now. Come along and let's go see. Well, we shall hear all about him soon enough.
Go.
They stepped out of the boat and walked across the flower-decked lawn. They found Toad resting in a wicker garden chair. He had a large map spread out on his knees. Hooray! He cried, jumping up upon seeing them. This is splendid! He shook the paws of both of them warmly, never waiting for an introduction to Mole. How kind of you, he went on, dancing around them. I was just going to send a boat down the river for you, Ratty, with strict orders that you were to come here at once. Whatever you were doing, you don't know how lucky it is you're turning up just now. What a delightful house you have, said Mole. Finest house on the whole river, cried Toad proudly, or anywhere else, for that matter, he could not help adding.
Go.
Now then, Toad said, you fellows must help me. It's most important. You want us to help you with your boating? Asked Rat. Oh, pooh, boating, said Toad in a great disgust, a silly, boyish amusement. I gave that up long ago. A waste of time, that's what it is. It makes me very sorry to see you fellows. You out to know better, spending all your time thinking about boating. No, I discovered the real thing, the best caption of a lifetime. I plan to spend the rest of my life on it and can only wish I hadn't spent so many years boating. Come with me, dear Ratty, and your dear friend also. Come with me, just as far as the stable yard, and you shall see what you shall see.
Oh.
Toad led the way to the stable yard. Rat followed with the most unhappy look on his face. There for all to see was a travel wagon. shining with newness. It was painted yellow and green. There you are, cried Toad. There's real life for you. In the travel wagon to open road, the dusty highway, camps, village, towns, cities. Here today, up and off to somewhere else. Tomorrow, travel, new places to see, fun, the whole world before you. A horizon that's always changing mind you. This is the very finest wagon of its sort that was very ever made. Come and look at the inside. Planned all of it myself. I did. Mole followed Toad eagerly up the steps and into the wagon. Rat did not move. He only snorted and put his hands deep in his pockets.
The wagon had a little sleeping bag and a table that folded up against the wall. It had a cooking stove and lockers and bookshelves. It had a bird cage with a bird in it. It had pockets, pans, jugs, and kettles of every size. All complete, said Toad happily. You'll find that nothing whatever has been forgotten when we make our start this afternoon. I beg your pardon, said Rat. But did I hear you say something about we and starting in this afternoon? Yes, begged Toad. I've got to come. I can't possibly go without you. So please don't argue. It's the one thing I can't stand. You surely don't mean to stick to your dull old river, your life and all your life, and just live in a hole in a bank and go boating. I want to show you the world. I don't care, said Rat, doggedly. I'm not coming, and that's that. I'm going to stick to my old river and live in a hole and go boating, as I've always done. That's what's more. Mole's going to stick with me and do as I do. Aren't you, Mole?
Of course I am, Mole, said Mole loyally. I'll always stick with you, Rat. What you say has got to be all the same. It sounds as if it might have been, well, rather fun. You know, he added wistfully. Poor Mole. The life adventures was a new thing to him, and so thrilling. It was also so tempting. He had fallen in love at first sight with the yellow colored wagon. Rat saw what was passing in Mole's mind and began to change his mind. He hated disappointing people, and he very much liked Mole. Toad was watching both of them closely. Come in and have some lunch, he said. We'll talk it over. We don't need to decide anything in a hurry, of course. Of course I don't really care. I don't only want you fellows to have fun. Live for others, that's my motto, life.